Hey guys, Destinygundum, and today we're going to be taking a very cool look at something that I have been waiting for so long. And yeah, ever since I first saw the design, I fell in love with it, and now that I have it, I can finally show it off. Now, first off, I'm making this review because there are absolutely no videos whatsoever regarding the Clad Witch Arms Honu, which is what I'm going to be reviewing today. And it kind of sucks because I'm always kind of curious about that kit, but I don't want to really pull the trigger because it's kind of pricey. It's like it'll cost you about like maybe $15 to $30 to get the kit, the add-on kit, and on top of that, you need a Zeta. So yeah, so that's why I'm gonna try to educate you guys on what's going on here. So first off, this is the HGUC Zeta Gundam with the Clad Witch arms added onto it already. This is all the things without the actual accessories. I'll show that off later. So first off, obviously there's the new head, which is, it's not the whole head, it's actually just the V-fin, which goes ahead and comes off right there. And it's actually a really cool, crisp looking piece. And then it's basically just a really crazy looking V-fin, and it attaches right onto where Zeta used to have his old V-fin, and it just slides onto there and it's perfect. So yeah. Also included is this adapter, which basically replaces Zeta's tail fin. So let me see if I can get it off right there. Okay, so basically it just pegs in to that gray peg right there, and you just peg it back in. And then this little piece would plug into the Clad Witch arms when it's not being used. So there's that. And then basically now I'll kind of go into the actual review. So Zeta Honoo is actually from Gundam Build Fighters just Gundam Build Fighters Honoo, which is a side story. Here I have the magazine. This is not the magazine that comes with the kit. This was the one that had it the month before. Let me see if I can try to get this out of the way. Okay, so basically it was a preview of the kit before it came out, and then this is all I had to go off of pretty much. And it's a pretty cool looking kit because the way they display it here, it's just the colors mesh together really nicely, the red orange, and the Clad Witch arms looks nice and really clean. And then in addition, the kit itself looks really modern and nice. But you will notice that when you buy the kit and you mess around with it for a little while, you can't pull off the poses that it does, well, like not very effectively as they do in this picture right here, because this one is actually modified, and I actually looked a bit closer at it, and it has a lot of different modified parts, especially in the shoulders. I think there's ball joints in there because regular Zeta just has pegs and universals, and also there's new hands for this Zeta and new elbow joints. So basically that kind of all adds into how its articulation is improved. So yeah, basically, so there's that, and that's basically where the Zeta Honoo is from. So moving on, let me just go ahead and pull in Zeta Honoo right here. So obviously let's talk about the Clad Witch arms, which is the reason why I've been rambling for the past 3 minutes. This is the Clad Witch arms from Gundam Build Fighters Honoo, and it is a beautiful weapon. When I was building it, I just thought that it was just pure amazing, and I loved it. Basically, it is a blaster type weapon as opposed to the Clad Witch arms from Astray Gundam, from Gundam, the red frame Astray's Clad Witch arms, which is a sword based weapon. And yeah, so let me see if I can try to lighten things up a little bit. So basically, this is the Clad Witch arms. It has a lot of nice surface detail on it. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It seems like my camera always just does not pick up light very well. So there's that. It's got a lot of really nice surface detail. It's very slender. It's lightweight, and it's definitely a really elegant looking weapon. So here it is, and I'll go ahead and disassemble it. So first off, there's this section, which is the blaster section. This is a completely new part. In the Clad Witch arms, the Astray one, it comes with this piece, and this set does come with all the pieces to make the Clad Witch Astray version. So basically these two pieces can be interchangeable. They have the same peg system, and then so there's that. And then next up we have this new piece, which is basically a grenade launcher sort of deal, and then it does have a movable handle for when you want to dual wield the Clad Witch arms. So there's that. The only problem with this piece is that it only has one solid mounting place right here, and it's just a small little tiny peg that pegs in right here, as opposed to the Gatling gun, which has two pegs, one that pegs into the actual cylinder and one that pegs into the base. So that's why it's kind of loose, and I'm always afraid it'll fall off, so I might add something on there. Speaking of the Gatling gun, here's the Gatling gun, and first off, to detach it, all you need to do is pull it forward and then take it off. So there it is. You might notice that all of them have this interesting kind of like peg looking system. Now I have trying to figure it out, but I can't really do it that well. I found this. Okay, so it comes with this adapter piece, which has the same width as some of the parts in here, and it just randomly pegs into stuff. I have no clue what else it could be used for. It doesn't really fit in the hand of Gundam, and this is kind of a weird floating piece, and I have no idea since it didn't really come with instructions. So yeah, and then basically then I'll pull off the main cylinder, or the main kind of body piece. Now this piece is really cool because when I was building it, I didn't expect something really cool to happen on it, and it did. So yeah, so I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it does say Clad Witch on there in like Gothic lettering, which is really cool. Let me see. Let me see if I can try to like get the camera to focus on it. Yeah, those little letters. So it has letters on both sides, which is a really cool touch, and it definitely made this kit really awesome. It kind of made me want to buy more, but I'm flat broke. So yeah, and then also the new part, which is the Honoo emitter kind of thing. It does have a Honoo symbol which is in the logo for Gundam Build Fighters. Hono, sorry, Hono. I always say Honoo, but my friend always corrects me and says Hono. But yeah, Hono. It has the Honoo, Hono. I don't know, like Japanese letter or symbol character. All right, so now that I'm done gushing about that, next up is this part right here, which pegs onto here. Just pull it off. This is basically this weird like cylinder. It's like the energy cartridges from Wing Zero, and it's kind of cool because it has a lot of detail on it, but at the same time it kind of reminds me of a bug because of all this like abdomen looking detail. But it's pretty cool. It does have a certain orientation. There is pegs on the top one that will peg into the Gatling gun, so that's why, and there are no pegs on the bottom ones or the two left and right ones. And there's also grooves in the thing, so you can peg it into this thing. Next up is the handle portion, which is just the base handle. It has two pegs, one at an angle and one at another slightly less angle. For this part, which is the really cool rapier-looking handle, it's kind of neat, and it does peg into here. It looks really clean and stuff. And then you got this little end piece, which is basically just like a little thing that you can just add on to extend the handle or extend the stock for when it's in gun mode. So yeah, so basically there is the Caletvwlch arms. So let me just put it all together really quick, and then I'll show it to you with the Zeta. So putting it all together is really easy. It's just a whole bunch of little tiny like pegs and stuff. It does kind of scare me sometimes when I'm like messing around with it, but hopefully it just doesn't break one day. While I'm at it, I'll take this chance to show you the actual Caletvwlch arms, which you can make with this one. So I'll go ahead and take this sword bit. It comes with the large sword bit, and then also comes with the slightly smaller sword bit, which pegs into where the grenade launcher pegs in. And then you got the sword portion, which is just awesome. I gush because this thing is so awesome. But yeah, and then that's when you would use the extended handle, because then it looks like a bigger sword. And then Zeta can hold this. This is a pretty cool weapon, but this is mostly for the the Burning Gundam version, God Gundam Kiwami, which has two of the Caletvwlch arms, and it's in sword mode instead of Hono mode. So yeah, so basically let me just detach all that stuff. This is obviously not important anymore, so let's put that to the side, and then let's peg on all this fun destroying blaster stuff. Peg, 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 peg. Pegging in progress. So here it is. Let me see. So first off, one thing, Zeta can't really hold it because his hands, they're just too big. That's why in the picture I showed you earlier, they replaced the hands with more modern hands. His hands are just too big, the hole is too big, so he can't really hold it without it just flopping everywhere. Now, interestingly enough, this kit does come with a separate hand, but it has Astray Red Frame's hand cover. but it's a very specific hand. It's for holding it when it's dual wielding the Hono, and then basically let me show that off. So it's a special hand which has its thumb and it's like angled and everything. It's a lot like Crossbone's what is it, the Zombuster holding hand or something. So basically there's that, and then you would just peg it in. It holds it at an angle, and this works for both hands, or for both handles, which is nifty because there are specific poses you can pull off with both handles. So pegging all that back on, and then I'll peg in Zeta's regular hand, even though it's kind of flopping around. Yeah, so basically I would recommend either getting some more recent hands. I think the best set would be the Jigen Hao Build Knuckles, because those come with a lot of hands, but they're a little bit more, a little bit less detailed. They're just cartoony looking, but they have a lot of posability and they're kind of worth it. So yeah, and then you got so this is the bazooka thing with, or the grenade launcher thing with the hand plugged in, and then you just rotate the handle to the side, take off Zeta's normal hand, and then pull his arm all the way across to connect into the new ball joint where that new Astray Red Frame hand is. And there you have the Zeta Hono dual wielding the Clad Witch arms, which is kind of neat. But it's cool. It's like, it's not that dynamic looking, but as opposed to the picture. But yeah, this is basically like my most minimum effort to try to recreate that picture. And there you go. It looks pretty similar. Okay. Yeah, so there's basically that. Now, in order for this review not to go pretty long, I will just go ahead and run into Wave Rider mode. So, first off, you gotta disassemble the Zeta, pull off the head, start just detaching stuff, because Zeta, yeah, I have no idea. But I do kind of like this whole part swap, or piece swapping thing, because it makes it a nice solid Wave Rider mode, and also, it doesn't really detract from the mobile suit mode, so that's perfect. Great. And so, just talking and moving right now, because this will take a while. Alright, basically, you just flip all this stuff around, and then peg that on the upper pegs, and then just collapse the leg, same on the other side. Peg, 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 peg. Oh, wait, slide it back up. Yeah, sorry that this video is running kind of long, guys. Yeah, it just takes a while. So putting that all back in, and then you take the chunk. This is the core chunk thing, and then oh yeah, forgot the shield. The shield does fit on the Zeta. It's normal Zeta shield, so it's kind of whatever. So then you take this part. Hold up. Oh, back skirt first. You gotta put the back skirt in. And then you take this whole Zeta chest part and you just peg that piece in. Then you take the side skirts and you peg those pieces in. So there is that. And then you have that, and then you take the legs. So basically, the Clad Witch arms would go where the tail fin used to be. So while I'm talking, just try to get all this done. And then, bam, took me like, what, a minute? You guys can go ahead and skip ahead, obviously, but right now I'm pretty much done, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so let me just flip everything out, and there you go. So there it is in Wave Rider mode, and then I'll take the Clad Witch and just go ahead and you have to take... Okay, so when it's stored away, much like mobile suit mode, it does store on the back, so it basically looks something like this big weapon just hanging off his back. So yeah, you need to take off the kind of rapier looking handle and then just peg that into sword configuration, and then go ahead and put it into the connector bit right here. What's weird is it comes with two pegs. It comes with this kind of normal 3mm peg. I don't know if it's 3mm, but it might be wrong. And then it comes with this special peg for where the handle pegs in, and basically it would be like that. And then there is the Wave Rider mode with the Clad Witch attached, and it's pretty cool looking. And yeah. So while I'm talking about this, now I know some people are kind of wondering, what else does it come with? So it does come with this weird little attachment thing. It comes with that little block thing I talked about. And yeah, and also, interestingly enough, I know it's because of the release of the Lightning Zeta, I actually had this idea to do the Lightning Zeta Hono, and then I kind of wondered, does the V-fin for the Hono upgrade kit fit on Lightning Zeta's head?